Hello everybody, Hassan here, engineer, MBA, an investor, and in today's video, I wanted to make a video on this announcement from CRISPR Therapeutics joint with Vertex. Of course, tweeting the following. CRISPR Therapeutics and Vertex are pleased to share that we completed our regulatory submissions for Hexacel for sickle cell disease and beta thalassemia in the EU and UK in December 2022. Of course, they tweet out a official image announcing that, and of course, this is great news, guys. This is great news. Again, this not really, in terms of like newsworthy. Is it that much for breaking news? Not really. I mean, they already submitted for the FDA back in early November or late October, was it? And or rather, was it actually late September, early October, actually? Nonetheless, apparently the FDA is supposed to give an answer to those submissions within 60 days. It's obviously been over 60 days, and we still have yet to hear from the FDA about Hexacel, or formerly known as CTX001. But of course, regardless of that outcome on that end, of course, that is in the US. The FDA is a US organization, and obviously they do not oversee what is happening in Europe or UK, and that's exactly why this news does matter nonetheless, because now we have an official announcement that CRISPR Therapeutics, as well as Vertex, obviously Vertex owning 60% of this program, having a larger stake than CRISPR Therapeutics. Nonetheless, both of them have now officially submitted the EU and UK submissions when it comes to regulatory submissions. And of course, this is extremely important in the European region and in the UK. It's weird that we have to say UK and the EU. It feels like yesterday that UK was part of the EU, but whatever that is, it is still a different country. So UK is being a different country outside of the EU, and then EU being a bunch of countries, being one organization there. And of course, the regulatory body for EU governs across all those countries, or at least most of them. And that is, of course, an important news, because, in my opinion, if a CRISPR company wants to be successful worldwide, they definitely have to crack EU, as well as, of course, the US region and, of course, Canada. So I'd love to see something in Canada there. I know CRISPR Therapeutics is heavily involved with Health Canada with their ViaCyte program, which obviously this is also owned by Vertex. I'd love to see some sort of submission where Hexacel gets submitted as well for Health Canada, but who knows? Of course, this is no surprise. They did have designation from the EU from CRISPR Therapeutics. So again, not a big surprise, but it's always refreshing to see these types of news, because it reminds you that as much as we're in a recession, or one of the worst times in the markets in the last decades. We do have good news in the CRISPR space, and of course, good news does matter. Good news does matter, because as investors, you want to track the science. You want to track these companies as to where they stand in the timeline process. If you did not see CRISPR Therapeutics submit any form of submissions, FDA submission or EU or in the UK, and it's 2023, it should be a red flag, because this company, since 2020, 2021, really, they've been talking about how they were planning to do all of that in 2022 and onwards, and they've kept their word. I mean, look at this. We now have the big regions around the world with the regulatory submissions filed, and now it's all a waiting game at this point, right, for this program at least. But of course, CRISPR Therapeutics should focus on other programs as well. They have their CTX110, whatever they're trying to do with CAR T cells. They have, of course, their program, which I mentioned previously here in this video, with ViaCyte, which we've yet to get any sort of data, right? In my opinion, it's a red flag for that program, but nonetheless, it doesn't matter at this point. As far as this video goes, as far as this program goes, things are going really well. So we'll see where we go from here, guys. Next video is going to be maybe about Beam Therapeutics. There was a news today that broke out about their latest update for Beam 101 in terms of timeline. A couple of folks submitted some good thoughts about that. I was going to make that video today, but I said, you know what, As much as Beam Therapeutics, Beam 101 matters, this is big news. I want to make a dedicated video just for this because you guys know this channel was really, the first video was about CRISPR Therapeutics and CTX001. So in my opinion, this deserves precedence in terms of video. But tomorrow we'll make that video on Beam 101. So thank you so much for watching, guys. As always, like this video if you found value, subscribe if you're not. And let me know in the comments below, do you guys think this is big news? It's a huge milestone, like this gentleman tweeted here. Stefan, MD and PhD, especially being the first CRISPR therapy, huge milestone. Great news to come, guys. Have a beautiful Monday night, guys. Thank you.